Hi everybody, welcome to my first pick a card reading. Today the reading is about what is his or her thoughts about you. What are they thinking about you, essentially? Okay, so we have pile number 1, this red candle, which is strawberry scented. We have this green candle, which is citrus. This purple candle, which is lavender. And this blue one here, which is blue crystal, looks to be sea breeze or something. Yeah, so go ahead and pick a pile. Pause the video if you need be, and I'm going to start with pile number 1 here with the red candle. So to start off, we've got the vice versa deck. The 9 of Swords, the Justice card facing the back, the 5 of Pentacles, and the 10 of Cups. Okay, you guys see that? So we've got Give Your Relationship a Chance from the Romance Angels. And I've also gotten cards for what he thought about you, he or she, sorry, from the archetype cards, the Dilettante, and the Child, which is eternal. The Eternal Child. And finally, the Message in a Bottle as a advice for you from the Wisdom of the Oracle deck. So to start off the reading, let's just say it's a really positive reading. You are currently in a transition period, and this person that you're thinking of, that you chose the card for, is actually thinking a lot about your relationship. They are staying up at night thinking about it. They're really reevaluating all of the past pains and past traumas that they may have caused you, and they may have caused themselves, and they're really analyzing it. However, they're no longer looking at these swords as horrible things. They're because you can see how they're lit up. They're quite spiritual, and he now knows that everything happened for a reason, and there is a silver lining in everything. Right, and we've also got the Justice card in reverse. In the front, the Justice card, it's blind, and aside from, oh, okay. So the person you might be thinking of might be a Scorpio or have Scorpio in their chart somewhere. But essentially, this Justice card is blind, and it's the symbology that he or she was kind of blinded to your connection and was trying to serve justice in their own way, in their own life, and they couldn't really do that for you. Alternatively, because it came out in reverse, we can actually see that they've put down the facade, right? They are now, like, my eyes were really drawn to this moth here. There's actually a lot of light and hope in how they think about you, and the moth actually symbolizes, the light in the darkness, how the moth seeks out the flame. And you can see this moth is seeking out this sword, which in the deck, like in the suit of swords, it's talking about truth, right? So this moth is seeking out the truth and is very helpful about it, which is absolutely beautiful. And they're really, really thinking and hoping that you will actually give your relationship a chance, right? They're hoping to take a chance on you. And when you look at this Five of Pentacles, do you see the dice that he is holding in his hand? My eyes were drawn to that, and I just gotta say that he's hoping, he's trying to take his best chance, essentially, at getting back together with you, and hoping that you will accept him or her, right? And they really want to communicate that, and they're hoping for the best in this Ten of Cups. And they really feel like you are the one. And they want to come back into your life, right? You guys are definitely in separation, though, because this is the Five of Pentacles. It's about being left out in the cold, right? But I don't feel like, at least in this depiction on this side, that this guy in this photo, in this card, is all that sad. They're kind of looking almost peaceful, even though they are in the cold. And it's really interesting because he is looking at this dice. Right. So all in all, a very positive message for the first pile. And just for fulfilling your curiosities, what does this person think of you? They think of you as someone who's very, very creative, who likes to dabble and likes to create, and really enjoys being creative, having fun. So the dilettante, the light attributes is delights in the arts without having to be a professional, alerts you to the danger of becoming superficial in your pursuits. Yeah, so it's honestly saying that this person really appreciates who you are and how much joy you put into your work, right? And your creative pursuits, without having to make it feel like a professional hobby, without making it feel like a lack of fun, right? So you're having fun because you're doing these things because you want to do them, not because you feel like you have to do them. And this also adds on to it, child eternal. So determination to remain young in body, mind, and spirit, ability to see things with fresh eyes. Right? It's really, he or she is really just thinking that you are just trying to have fun and loving yourself and being yourself, right? And that's why he's attracted to you, right? And this is almost self-explanatory, but message in a bottle, honestly, they're probably going to get in contact with you soon, or at the very least you will have dreams about them. And there's going to be communication in the 5D. And it might actually be a phone call because you can see it's a phone in that little message bottle. Especially if you guys are in a long distance, if you guys are far apart. I shouldn't even say a long distance relationship because I don't think many of you are in a relationship with them. Yeah. A lot of you guys actually might be overseas, or at least has to travel to talk to them. which is why you look out for a message, right? Let me just also read the book for that message in a bottle, because it was still pulled as an advice card for you guys. Number 15. Okay. Message in a bottle. Essential meanings: communication, a sign. If it's a sign you're looking for, that's your sign. Akkadian, the ancient name for a spontaneous oracle delivered innocently by the speaker, pointing the way to your highest good. Spirit sends you signs when you are asking for them, when you believe you will receive them, and when you allow yourself to become fluent in the language of symbols, oracles, and omens. They may come to you as a bird flying by, a logo on a truck, and a song on the radio. Expect confirmation that you're pointed in the right direction. Keep your ears open, for someone might say just the right thing that will give you the answer to your query. Today your message is this: Spirit hears you, and the reply is favorable. Relationship message. You can expect someone to favor you with positive news. This could be in the form of a letter, phone call, or email. You are the intended receiver of this message, so stay open to what you learn. Only good will come of it in the end. The signs are all there. Yeah. So look out for those messages, whether it's from your spirit guides, from your inner being, from the person who you're inquiring about. All of it is there for you, right? They're all present. It's not one or the other. All right, let's move on to group number 2. And the green candle. So in this pile, we've got the 9 of Wands, the 5 of Wands, the Lovers in reverse, and the Page of Pentacles. We've got Express Your Love. I really feel like I should hold these up for you guys. Express your love. We've got What They Think of You, Saboteur. The Lover card in reverse. And for advice for you guys, Blessed. So this person is facing a bit of a dilemma. For a lot of you, you guys are currently in communication and you guys are fighting a lot. Or not necessarily fighting, but you guys are kind of very tense in your situation, right? Like the volcano is blowing up in the background. And you guys are all very tense. And it's very interesting because in this 9 of Wands energy, you can see this. You guys can't see it. You can see this girl holding out her hand to this really beaten up guy. Right? And I feel like a lot of you, this actually, there's some of you who picked this pile because you are the man beaten up, doesn't matter what your gender is, and some of you are the female here. Essentially, the one you're mostly inquiring about is asking you, is calling to you to express your love. Right, they're asking you to express your love. But you don't know if that's a good idea anymore because of all this tension that's going on. You don't know really what to think. And you are in pain. You are quite beaten up, right? And it's been tough on you guys, both of you, really, in this relationship. There is a lot of doubt about the relationship. That's why the Lovers came out in reverse. Although you love each other, you don't know really how to appreciate each other anymore. And you're starting to turn your back. Right, you're starting to consider walking away and doing your own thing, which there is nothing wrong with, right? And that's actually what I think you should do, right? Do your own thing is always the best thing that you can do in any given situation, right? You don't want to stay in a toxic environment. Why would you, right? It's not good for anyone. And understandably, it is very hard to leave because there are a lot of emotions here. There's light, there is fire, there's some level of darkness. And it's really painful, isn't it? And the person you're inquiring about is viewing you as the saboteur in this relationship. They feel like a lot of things could have been resolved if you had done things differently, and you feel the same way, right? You feel like there wouldn't be a problem if they just did things differently. But I must say that nothing here is anyone's fault. The situation is complicated, which is why there's so much tension. And ultimately, the thing that you can do is pursue your own happiness. Don't let other people's actions affect how you feel. Right? I know that's really hard to hear. Let me just turn up the light a little bit more. I know it's difficult to hear, but we should never rely on other people to make us happy, because that's not fair to them and it's not fair to you, right? And a lot of you, or at least that's what this person thinks of you, is that you have a certain fear of self-empowerment and taking your own stand, doing your own thing. But at the same time, funny enough, they're really rather conflicted. They want you to be independent. They want you to do the things that make you happy, but they're also scared of that. It's a very tense, toxic environment that's going on right now, to be honest. And we've also got the Lover in reverse. And this is honestly saying that you guys have very strong feelings for each other. But because it came out in reverse, it's the shadow attributes are highlighted. It says obsessive passion that harms others, self-destructive devotion. So like I was saying, this person feels like you're so invested in this relationship working out that it's actually in a way sabotaging you, and that it's causing you and them pain and tension, and they don't know what to do. Yeah. Anyway, that's a lot of emotions. We've also got the advice for you, which is blessed. And this card actually came out quite perfectly, I would say. Okay, I'll read the card for you. So, essential meaning of this card is something wonderful that is unearned and unexpected. Grace that is unforeseen, a gift from Spirit. The Oracle message: there are moments in life when out of the blue it seems that everything has been orchestrated by divine intervention. You feel blessed in ways that are difficult to express. It's as if the Red Sea parts in front of you and events come together to banish your troubles easily and naturally. You know deep down you did not deserve any of it, and yet here you are. This is one of those times. Let awe and gratitude for all your blessings guide you now. Ultimately, what this card is saying is that in this situation, although it seems really, really bad at this moment, understand that it is actually a blessing and that you will learn so much from this situation, and so will this other person, right? And that is never a bad thing. There's a lot of emotions, but our emotions guide us, and that it's okay. And nothing serious is going on here, ultimately, right? You will look back at this one day and say, oh, this was a good thing, right? I think for a lot of you out there, it is time to look at yourselves and see what steps you can take to become better and to improve your life, right? And that's what the situation is ultimately going to teach you. And it's a good thing, even if it's painful, right? We learn a lot from those tower moments, a lot from this pain. Now moving on to the third pile, the purple candle. We've got the Ace of Wands, the Ace of Cups, the back end, the Five of Cups, the Eight of Swords, and the Page of Pentacles. We've also got the True Love card, and we've got God in reverse and Hedonist in reverse. Finally, advice card for you is the Young card, Yin and Yang. Okay. this person definitely views your connection as one of true love. However, they have to put a pause on whatever they were doing and really stop to take a look at what was going on. Right? You can see this guy kind of almost staring, and I feel like it's staring at you, whoever chose this card. Like they're stopping to analyze. And they are looking at this connection, like even though the love is still there and is still present, right? It's not as bright and happy as it once was, right? It's on this end. And once again, we've got this man here looking at this fountain, right? Looking at this naked woman. And I feel like this naked woman represents you. It's this person that you're thinking of, you're inquiring about, has seen through you, to be honest. They are looking at you and the things that have happened between the two of you and really stepping back and taking a look at it from not from a higher perspective. It's still like an earthly perspective, you know. Both of these guys are on horses, and this is a Pentacles card, right? And that's Earth, represented by Earth. It's still an earthly perspective. He's not really looking at you from one without judgment, really. He's kind of almost looking at you as with a bit of judgment in what has occurred. But he still perceives you very highly. It's just that he is not sure how to move forward with you and with your connection, even though he truly believes, he or she, it's a dude in the images. I'm saying he, but you could be asking about a woman. Right? They don't really know how to proceed with your connection because they're taking a deep, hard look at you, for better or for worse, right? And there's a lot of like looking in this situation, right? They're looking at all the spilled cups, not looking at the two of cups that are still standing. They're only looking at the things that are bad and not so much the things that are wonderful. So honestly, I feel like this person, him or her, is really it's harsh to say this, but they're kind of judging you. Not that they don't love you, not that they don't like you. It's just that they feel like your actions are not to their liking, to be honest. They thought you were better than what they're seeing, and that's harsh to say. And I'm sorry that I have to say this to you. But know that it's okay, right? We've all done things that are not perfect, that we're not really proud of, or even things that we might be proud of that others see as something that they can't understand, right? It might have nothing to do with you. Take it as it is, and not as what I'm saying completely, because this is still a general reading. I don't feel like your energy is bad, most of you. Just a little bit stifled, like everything, like the Eight of Swords also came out, and this is a card about being trapped. And I feel like you almost feel like you're in a trapped situation, and that it's causing you to do things that this person is now feeling quite pained. Like there's a bit of a sense of loss there with this Five of Cups energy here. Like they just feel like they can't view you in the same light as before. And that you aren't as perfect as they once thought, which is not a bad thing, because no one is perfect, right? It's actually quite toxic if the other person is thinking of you as a perfect being, and that you can't make mistakes, or that you can't do harsh things, right? And that's what happened here. You might have said or done something that they felt was harsh, especially with all these swords, right? But they still love you. And you still love them as well, right? You are represented by this Ace of Cups, this woman here on the Ace of Cups. And you just feel trapped in your situation. And the key word here is you feel trapped, right? We are never as trapped as we believe we are to be, right? So don't let that stop you from whatever you're doing. Don't let fear stop you. Okay? They also see you as a god, right? Like I said, they really put you on in a high regard, and there's things that has been happening that, you know, is like putting them through more of a revelation, and that's fine. But you might actually come from a place of power or wealth as well. And I don't know what's happened, but this God card came out in reverse, and thus the shadow attributes are often taken into consideration. So it says despotism and cruelty, using power to control people. So I feel like I don't know, it's really harsh to say, but let's move on with hedonist as well. And this one also came out in reverse, and the shadow attributes is pursue pleasure to the detriment of health, indulges at the expense of others. So to be honest, I'm not quite sure what you did here in this connection or outside of this connection that they might have seen a new side of you that they didn't particularly like. But know that it's okay, you know. Not that being cruel is okay, but we all can only love and do the things that represent love to the extent that we are consciously able to, right? So if you're not consciously aware of your wrongdoings, then you can't correct them, right? And maybe some of you, this wrongdoing, quote unquote wrongdoing, is not even a big deal. It's nothing at all. It's just how this person perceives it as such. But it's really nothing, right? So they might have just idealized you in a way that is not who you are and not who you really should be, right? So don't take what I've said to heart, right? It really just depends on you. You know best, okay? Take what flies. And finally, we've got the Young card. And the Young represents light, right? It represents fire. And let me read this book to you. It says, the essential meanings: the masculine principle of movement and creative activity, the power to make things happen, taking action. Young represents the power of action, the energies that propel the world forward and manifesting through the desire, manifesting thought and desire into concrete form. Now is the perfect time to act, for you can easily build momentum and make headway. What you want will come to fruition if you proceed confidently. This card signifies new life and is a sure sign that obstacles have been overcome. There is no reason to hesitate. You are the shaper of your destiny now. Relationship message. Circumstances are supporting action on your part. It's okay to make the first move. Trust that you will quickly know where you stand. In matters of the heart, there is movement towards your highest good. So go forth with assurance. Passion is in the air, and now is the time to dance to the tune of love. Take the lead. So this card really is talking about the masculine energies. So the energy of doing, right? Not just thinking and manifesting in that like think positive kind of way. It's actually taking action when action is required. So this is saying that you need to take action in your own life to better your life, really. In whatever way is required, right? Whether it's to become more independent, whether it's to go and apologize to this person you're inquiring about, or to apologize to someone else. Essentially, just do the thing that makes you a better person, right? The bigger person. Not even the better person, the bigger person. Embody that higher vibrational energy that everyone has the potential to have, right? Thank you for listening. Hope that didn't offend you too much. That was a little bit of a harsh reading, I know. Let's move on to the blue candle. So we've got the Two of Wands, the Magician, the Two of Cups, the Soulmate card, and the Four of Wands. We've also got New Love. We've got Detective. We've got Bad Friend. And we've got Fork in the Road. Okay. So this reading, to be honest, is also not one that you might want to hear. Basically, this person that you're thinking of is really wanting to start over with a new love. Start at a new beginning, and probably with someone else. At least in this moment, right? We don't know what the future holds. You know best. And the Two of Wands really is about that as well. It's about new beginnings, a new path, a new journey looking forward into the future. And what's very interesting is that this person seems to be in a sort of a third-party situation. As you can see that there are two sets of couples here. We've got the Four of Wands, which for me and a lot of readers actually represent a twin flame relationship because it has the 1111 portal. And we've also got the Two of Cups, and that is the soulmate card. I feel like in this situation, it could go two ways, honestly. Either this person is leaving their twin flame relationship to be with a soulmate, or they're leaving their soulmate to be with their twin, right? Whichever is the case really depends on you, right? There is a little bit of darkness in both of these cards. So this person, they're starting this new beginning, but they are not 100% certain about it at this point. They're really trying to manifest some answers, some new truth, and they're trying to stand their ground. In both of these images, you can see them standing their ground, standing tall and being confident in their decision, right? This Ace of Cups that's represented here, I almost feel as if this is saying that this cup is going away, because this cup here is in the shadows, similar to our pile in the third, in the third pile. I'm saying a lot of ums. So a lot of you guys that picked this pile is actually in a twin flame. You're asking about your twin, and essentially your twin is looking towards you, right? It's like looking towards your future relationship and making a decision based on that, and just appreciating the sun setting in this current soulmate relationship that they have with their soulmate or karmic partner, they're putting an end to it. The other group that has also chosen this, I feel, is your twin flame deciding to leave because you guys are towards the beginning of your journey, right? They want to leave because the experience is too painful for them at the moment, and that's why this is not as bright as the other side, right? It's a little bit dark. It's in the shadow, so they have a lot of shadow work that they have to do, and that involves a soulmate. Yeah, they also think of you as a bit all-knowing and detective, right? A bit all-knowing, and that kind of scares them from your connection. They feel almost safer without you there, because you know them so well, because you guys have a twin flame relationship. For the other group, it's because you know them so well that they want to come back to you because they finally realize their connection to you, right? Sorry about that. I had to change the lights a little bit. They feel that connection with you and your ability to almost see through them, right? And the fact that they can see through you as well. They finally realize their connection to you, right? Unfortunately, the bad friend card also came out. So excuse my bad writing, but essentially they either feel like you've been a bad friend or they were a bad friend, or both of you are bad friends. Right? So this is kind of, because there's so many different messages here for the people watching this, it really just depends on what you choose, right? And what situation applies to you. And for a lot of you, they really want to come back and make up with you, at least in terms of as a friend, right? For the others, they feel like leaving because they feel like you guys are not even on the same level as friends, right? That you've been nothing but bad friends to each other. But know this, whatever situation you're in, whether you're at the beginning of your journey or towards the end of your journey on this twin flame path, know that everything that happens is for your highest good, right? And trust and have faith in your connection, even if it seems hard right now. Okay? And finally, for the advice card for you guys, it is the fork in the road card, right? Which also kind of overlays the situation that this person is also in a fork in the road, right? But honestly, so are you guys, because you guys are mirroring each other. Essential meanings: time to make a decision, considering the consequences as you prepare to act. owning up to your obligation to make a necessary choice. The Oracle message: every choice has a consequence. You've arrived at a fork in the road and are being asked to come to a decision. Will you further your dreams by choosing left or by choosing right? Will you take the road less traveled or the one well worn by others who have come before you? This is your choice and yours alone. Circumstances and other people will not make it for you. Be present and do not avoid this junction, for it is an important crossroad. Take heart, as no matter which path you choose, you will have a rich and meaningful experience. Relationship message. You've reached a moment of truth in the evolution of your relationship. Which will you choose? To open up to the possibility of love, or to remain isolated, to go deeper and commit to mutual passion, or to walk away? This is a time to take responsibility for your truest desire and follow it. Be honest with yourself about what you're willing to do, invest, and give. Then choose. You cannot make a wrong choice. If you move forward with a relationship, know that it will be based in truth and authenticity. You will have made a conscious decision rather than simply hanging on because you don't want to be alone, or ending things because you're afraid of the intensity of genuine connection. All roads lead to the lessons you must learn in your relationships. Regardless of the decision you make, it will place you on the path to a truer experience of the heart. Right, so, yeah, you are in a place of decision making. For some of you, you are deciding on moving on in this relationship. For some of you, you are making a decision to stay and hope for the best. Right? For some of you, you even question whether you want this relationship anymore. Right? But know that no matter what decision you make, everything will work out. And everything is meant to happen the way that it is meant to happen. Alright? Anyways, thank you for doing this pick a card reading with me. I hope you guys enjoyed it. Hope you all have a wonderful day. See you next time. Bye!